So we have a new story adding to something we covered last week, where Donald Trump is going to start a MAGA party, or at least he's considering it, if the Republicans impeach him. Last week we talked about this, just before Joe Biden became president, where Donald Trump was musing about a Patriot Party or MAGA Party or whatever, but his motivations weren't made clear, because we sort of realized, look, this guy's already incredibly popular in the Republican Party. Why does he need to start a new party? And this new reporting from the Washington Post, building on reporting earlier from the Wall Street Journal, sort of gives that context. And it says here, in recent weeks, Trump has entertained the idea of creating a third party called the Patriot Party or MAGA Party or what have you, and instructed his aides to prepare election challenges to lawmakers who crossed him in the final weeks in office, including Liz Cheney, Brian Kemp, Lisa Murkowski, Tom Rice, and others. Multiple people in Trump's orbit who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss private conversations say Trump has told people that the third party threat gives him leverage to prevent Republican senators from voting to convict him during the Senate Impeachment Trial. Trump advisors also say they plan to recruit opposing primary candidates and commission polling next week in districts of targeted lawmakers. Trump has more than $70 million in campaign cash banked to fund his political efforts, these people say. So you can see Trump's motivation. If it was purely about political power, you might suggest he would just run for the nomination again. We've seen the polling. We've covered it. I don't need to go over it again. In that polling, Trump has a massive lead. He often has double the support of the person in second. He's often well above 40%, and that's in a field of, 10, 12 people. When you start winnowing that down, Trump would easily and quickly get a majority of the support in the Republican primary. It would not even be close right now if Trump wanted to get the nomination again. His kids, when you include him, and especially when you don't, they pull very strongly. People in the Republican sphere, Republican rank and file supporters, still love Trump. They're dedicated to him seemingly more than the party itself. So Donald Trump doing this is about revenge. It's about being petty and vindictive, but this threat is something that's actually for the first time being made really clear. It's Donald Trump saying, I know I could win the nomination again, but the one way I can really punish the entire Republican Party is by starting my own party, and through vote splitting at the House level, at the Senate level, and at the presidential level especially, ensure that party is defeated. So if you don't want that, Republican senators, you better not vote to impeach me. And as a partially connected strategy, Donald Trump is considering launching primary challenges and using his campaign war chest to punish anyone in the Republican Party that didn't support him. That's where that legal defense money went, guys. If you recall, all the way back to November and December, and indeed in January, Donald Trump was fundraising for his legal defense fund, which was supposedly about all of his court cases after the election. But we covered it then, and lots of other people did too, that if you donated less than $8,000 to that fund, none of it went to the legal defense, and all of it went into the general Trump coffers. And what I said, and what a lot of people said as well, was Trump is clearly doing this so that when it comes time for political action, be it in 2024, or just keeping himself in the public consciousness, or supporting people that challenge his enemies, or putting Trump loyalists into office, he can use this money politically. And so he's already fundraised for the next stage of his political campaign, whether it's him running or him just stirring stuff up within the conservative movement and the Republican Party. And don't think for a second that he's alone in this. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who we covered a few days ago because she's already trying to impeach Joe Biden, is basically jumping onto the threat and basically telling her fellow Republicans in Congress that if they don't back Trump, the party is screwed. And she says here, the vast majority of Republican voters, volunteers, and donors are no longer loyal to the GOP, Republican Party, and candidates just because they have an R by their name. Their loyalty now lies with Donald Trump. And so what she's saying, and lots of other Republicans that are Trump loyalists are saying it too, is Trump is the party and the party is Trump. The base is not a GOP base. it's a Trump base. And I don't know how true that is. I don't know if it's 100% true now, but it'll be much less true in 2, 3, 4 years. I don't know. But it's not an unreasonable argument given how much loyalty Trump retains, even though he lost the election, he lost the House, and he lost the Senate all in 4 short years. He's still beloved by Republicans. So this is a credible threat. Again, I don't expect a MAGA party or a Patriot Party to win anything. Teddy Roosevelt was a former and much more successful and much more popular president than Donald Trump with the general population, and he ran third party after already being president and lost. Now, he won some states, but he really didn't come that close to winning. I don't think Donald Trump could hope to do any better and would likely do a lot worse than Teddy Roosevelt. But the point is, he's not trying to win if he starts the third party. If he wants to win, he'll run for the primary again, or he'll put his kids into the Senate and House and whatever. But if he wants to cause damage and take revenge on his enemies, this is the way to do it. And as I noted last week, I kind of hope this happens, guys, because there would be no greater fate for the Republican Party, ironically, and for the American people, unironically, than for the GOP to die because when they knew Donald Trump was evil, they got in bed with him anyway.